In a previous video, I talked about the why of low carb vegetables, weight loss and gut health and so many other things. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. And I received a question from social media, from YouTube, even in my office, people were asking me, okay, I'm kind of understanding the why, Lindy, but please tell me the how. How can I get all these vegetables into my life? And this is the video. This is a huge video because it is going to show you at least 8 ways that I get these veggies in. I sneak them in any way I can get them because I know the benefits to you. It's an excellent question and we are answering it today. How to get all of these veggies into your life. Hey there, beautiful people. This is Lindy Ford, registered dietitian, clinical and licensed nutritionist, and nutrition detective. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, join our YouTube family today. Please subscribe to this channel. We've got lots of good things coming up this year. And also, my new newsletter is coming out very soon. I'm going to link a link below. You're going to go to my homepage on the website to subscribe to that and follow me on all social media, Lindy Ford Nutrition and Wellness. So you all asked the question and I was listening. I know it is difficult. I recently talked about the why we need all these low carb veggies. Now I'm going to give you the how. And I actually have to work on this. I do about 8 to 10 servings a day, but it's never really easy for me. But I have incorporated a bunch of these tips and it has benefited me greatly. What is a serving size? Okay, a standard serving size is half a cup. You just take a half a cup, you measure it one time. Don't be measuring your food out all the time. That's not the way we need to live life, okay? I tell my patients that all the time. Measure a half a cup and then eyeball it the rest of the time. So the CDC actually says that we need 5 servings. That is the minimum amount of servings of these vegetables to stay healthy. And I think that we need to even go further than that. I tell my patients it's good to aim for like 8 servings a day because of all of the cancer and the disease prevention. More is better. The more is better. I just put this quote up recently in my social media. It is hard for any of the major diseases to live in a body that is nourished with an abundance of low carb vegetables. Now that does not mean fruits. Fruits are great, but I have to limit fruits, especially in my blood sugar people. I don't eat just willy-nilly on fruits. I do on those low carb veggies. And one of the ways that you can get this in your mind is just make half of your plate, always half of what you're eating, or even 3/4 of what you're eating, those veggies. I like what Mark Hyman says, making meat a condiment meat. He calls it condiments. And just not making meat just essential. There are things that plants don't, there are things that animal products have that plants don't have, but I really believe in more of a plant-based diet. So I am going to give you my 8 ways that I get these veggies in, and I'm going to leave my 2 favorites for last, things I do pretty much every day. I want you to think outside the salad box. Some of us are just all about salads all the time, but we need to think, I don't eat salads every day. I know that's scandalous to say, but I would get totally bored with my life if I ate salads every day. Salads are wonderful and I love them, but none of these really consist of any type of salad. Okay, you ready? Number 1. Roast them. Now my husband and I were talking about this the other day. When we were growing up, everything was boiled or nothing was ever roasted. And I think that brings out just the natural flavor of vegetables. One of my things right now, one of my all-time favorite things are roasted Brussels sprouts. And you can roast really any of these vegetables, are amazing. Avocado oil, don't use olive oil, use avocado oil, sea salt, seasonings, and put them in the oven and let them roast. My big thing right now, I just found these purple Brussels sprouts from Trader Joe's. I cannot wait to roast them. I could literally make that a meal in and of itself. They're so good. Okay, number 2, cut them up and add them to other foods. Now, what do I mean by that? I do this in a variety of ways. That could be in a soup or a stew. I don't just make chili with meat sauce and beans. I never do that. Yes, I will put meat in my chili, but there's going to be probably 5 different vegetables in there. You could put vegetables in omelets. I love it when my patients throw in some baby spinach in their omelets, or some garlic and onions or peppers in their omelets. That's a great way to get them in. Using them as dips as well, like in guacamole or hummus. And when I do actually make soups and stews, I will set aside some and put it in the refrigerator, and I can eat off of that for 3 or 4 days. But what I do is I put them in these individual freezer bags, and I suck the air out and I stick them in the freezer. And this is a vegetable beef soup that I put in the freezer. It is so nice just to have something like that you can defrost and eat that day. And this thing has so many prebiotic vegetables in it. It has leeks, and it has onions, and it has garlic, and so many good things in it. It has that grass-fed beef as well. Okay, number 3 is to prepare frozen vegetables. Okay, I gotta be honest, I use mostly frozen vegetables. Now, I do cut up fresh vegetables for my soups and for chilies and things like that, but for every day, I use a lot of frozen vegetables, and I love to use like here's an organic broccoli florets. I probably do this 3 times a week. And the way I do this is I steam them in broth, and that just helps with the flavor and really brings out the flavor of that vegetable. It's so good. So think about frozen. A lot of times, and I would say about 80% of the time, your frozen vegetables are more healthy than fresh vegetables that have been shipped across country. Unless you're getting these from a local farmer, you're probably not getting all the nutrients that that vegetable has. These are the frozen vegetables. The organic frozen vegetables are flash frozen, and they're picked at their peak, and they really retain a lot of their nutrients. So number 4, replace with pasta and rice. What I mean by that is, have you tried spaghetti squash? It is not hard at all to do. All you have to do is bake this in the oven for about 40 minutes. There's tons of recipes online. Get a recipe online. You want to put a little bit of oil in here and maybe some seasoning, some sea salt or whatever. And this comes out, it literally strings out just like pasta, and it is so good with pasta sauce. Also, spiralized zucchini. I just found these at Costco. So these are zucchini spirals, and they're frozen. They're already done for you. You can get them fresh as well. And then there's cauliflower rice. I don't actually have any of that today, but I use it all the time. You can get fresh cauliflower rice, or you can get frozen. And I actually am going to link a link below to my cauliflower stir fry. Really good recipe, tastes amazing. I think you're going to like it. Number 5, add grass-fed butter or cheese. That is if you do not have a sensitivity to dairy. Some people do. Some of my GI patients, I've taken them off of all dairy. But if you don't, use them. These are good. I'm going to link a link on healthy fats. Actually, when you pair a healthy fat with a vegetable, you're actually increasing nutrient absorption, because the fat actually helps with nutrient absorption of that vegetable. So it is wonderful to pair it with some, I don't care how you get your veggies in. You can use some organic cheeses, you can use grass-fed butter, whatever it takes to get the veggies into you, make them taste good. Number 6, going along that lines, season them well. One of my favorite ways to season is with something called tamari, organic tamari soy sauce. I like the Sanjay brand a lot. I use it a lot. It is a great way to season vegetables. And you can add even a little, if you're not, your blood sugars aren't through the roof, you could add a little bit of maple syrup to that. It would make a really good sauce. It would really make it taste great. There are other herbs and seasonings. I'm from Maryland, so I use a lot of Old Bay seasonings in things, especially in coleslaw. And then we have the other day for breakfast, I ate a whole avocado and I sprinkled this everything but the bagel sesame seasoning salt on it. It was so good. And then there's a new one that I can't wait to try. I haven't tried. It's called the Dukkha salt, the Dukkha spice blend. It's a nut and spice blend, mostly with almonds. This would be really good. This would be good, actually. I'm thinking about pan frying some fish with this as well. But anyway, this would be great in your vegetable dishes. So they're just a couple different ideas. You know, I love using sea salt, but make sure that it's iodized. Most of us need more iodine in our diets. I do. I'm always iodine deficient. Okay, so I am leaving my favorite for last. These are my 2 favorite ways. Number 7 is use pre-prepared vegetables. How do we do that? Just cheat, okay? I am giving you the permission to cheat on this as long as you get them in. There's 1,000 ways of doing this. One of the great prebiotic foods is jicama. Have you tried jicama? Now, I haven't seen this in any other store other than Trader Joe's, but this is the jicama sticks, and they are so good. And they're just something that I grab quite often. Prebiotic food, they're already cut up. No excuses on this stuff, guys. It's already done for you. This is something that I found the other day that a lot of stores have, are these sautés. This is an asparagus sauté. Now, how easy is this? How easy is this to put a little avocado oil or sesame oil or whatever you want in a pan and then stir fry this? This is really easy, and this has some onions and mushrooms and lots of good stuff in it. So that's another great way to do it. Another way, and I did this yesterday for lunch when I was really, really busy, is like pre-prepared sauerkraut or kimchi. Make sure that you get them out of the refrigerated section. Make sure that they've got the real bacteria in them. Real great probiotic food. Sauerkraut or kimchi. That's a great way. Also there is a new thing that every store, I got this at Aldi, but I've seen this at Costco. I've seen it at a lot of different stores, Publix. These individual, I give one to Piper every day. These individual guacamole cups. They don't go bad. Olives. I don't think people think about this. This is what I had for breakfast this morning. These are the colossal big olives with garlic in them. And listen, guys, don't worry about the salt unless you have some kind of condition like congestive heart disease. The more vegetables you eat, the more potassium you have, the better you're going to handle sodium and the better your balance is going to be. Pickles are another thing that I use all the time. These are organic kosher sandwich pickles, and a lot of times I use the little baby gherkins and just eat those. These little baby gherkins, they're called snackums. They're really good. Pickles are another way. And then just cut up veggies. People, they're so easy. You just have to, organic is always going to be your best bet, but like cut up, you know, celery and even cut up cabbage mixes. I love cabbage slaw mixes. Guys, listen, these are the bomb. They are absolutely the bomb. This is my favorite one. It's an organic, I've talked about this before, red, green, and orange. You know, it's got some little bit of carrots in it, but it's red and green cabbage mix. You can, that's my cat, you hear my cat there. You can actually make a really nice coleslaw with your own dressing, and it takes maybe 4 minutes for you to do that. You can put some poppy seeds in there or whatever you want to make your coleslaw taste really good, and it will stay good in the refrigerator for like 3 days. So that's another way. Here's another thing that you could do. Here's something that a lot of my patients love. This is the Healthy 8 chopped veggie mix, and it is from Trader Joe's. It's a great veggie mix. You can just also put, dressing on that, or you could just eat it by itself. So cut up veggies. The work, I mean, I don't want to cut all these veggies up. I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather them do it for me, and I will pay for that. Okay, my last suggestion, number 8, is to drink your veggies. I know I've talked about this before. I'm going to link my smoothie recipe below. If you are doing smoothies and you are not using baby greens in your smoothies, you're doing them wrong. You're just doing them wrong. You need to be transformed with the veggies. These are the 2 that I use all the time. I always have them in my refrigerator. Number 1, and most of them are gone because I had a smoothie yesterday, but this is the Simply Nature by Aldi. This is $1.99 for this whole box of baby greens. I love it. And if I don't have them, I always have the organic Power of the Greens for my veggies. So I love those as well. And you start small. You start with half a cup if you don't like greens in your smoothie. And then you can actually increase from there. I probably do good 5 cups of these in my smoothie. And a cup, you know, is about a handful, okay? Just about a handful. So drink your veggies. I'm not a big fan of juicing. I used to think juicing was okay, but then I just read too much, and I think that it really raises your blood sugars too much unless it's just a pure vegetable juice, which may be appropriate for some of you, and it's okay. But I like smoothies better because you're getting all of those nutrients and you're getting the fiber in them. So there you go. There are a ton of ideas here for you to get more veggies. And so I hope you use them. Please comment below on which one you like the best, or which one you do on a regular basis, or if you have another idea for our folks out there, please comment below. I'd love to hear your comments. Also tell me if you're a new subscriber. And there is a link to nutrients that work. So all of these are about nutrients like potassium and magnesium. And I've done a lot of videos on these nutrients, and they will help your understanding. So please watch that playlist, and I will see you in the next video.